Disclaimer, my voice is kind of weak. So recently, my son expressed to me how he does not want to play basketball anymore. Me being the person the mother that I am, I asked him why. He said it's getting hard for him. So when I asked him what he mean by hard, he expressed that his hand, certain things like, trying to go between his legs, go behind his back, things you do when you play basketball. Sometimes those things are kind of hard for him to pass the ball to the next hand. And if you don't know, my son, he has a defect right hand where it did not fully develop. His forearm did not fully develop. So pretty much he just have this. Like, he have this to his elbow and then just from here. So his arm, so he doesn't have a full extension elbow. His hand, he have all 5 fingers, but not all 5 fingers are actually fully developed. They're like these 2 are fully developed, but these 3 are not. They're kind of like nubs. So his nail buds are not grown. He doesn't have nails, so it's like just the nail bud. My son has been pretty much playing basketball since he pretty much could just want to play, interested in playing. He always wanted to play basketball. He always been interested in basketball. But recently, since he's actually been on a basketball team, now he feels like it's too hard for him. With him being with his right arm. Recently, this week, he went to like a developed skills training with a coach. And they had them doing, certain drills. And he was getting it. He was doing good. Of course, there were bigger kids there as well. So, of course, they are a little bit more advanced and mature than Jalen is. So they was kind of overpassing him in some of the drills. But to him, it kind of felt like he was maybe in the way. So, okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to gather myself there for a minute. So, anyway, so he felt like he was like maybe in the way of them. Because like I said, the bigger kids is kind of surpassing him doing the drills. Because he might lose the ball, when he was trying to dribble, maybe behind his back or through his legs or whatever the case may be. So after that, the coach asked him, how he liked it. He said it was okay, and the coach asked him, when he want to play. And he was like, no. And I'm like, why not? And he just said it was too hard. And I'm like, too hard? So I did express to the coach. And he was there, and I said, well, he's probably saying that because Because I know my son. I know my son. So I knew how or what he was thinking. Possibly why it might be too hard for him. So I started telling the coach he might be saying that because of his hand. And he might feel like he's not able to do it because of his hand. And he might feel like he might be in a way. Which is, come to find out, which is what, pretty much what he was thinking, or that's how he feels. That's how my son feels. And then he was, now this is between me and my son, he was like, because his hand, and then he was like, also, he said he felt nervous, and I'm like, why? He said because he felt like doing the training, he felt like people was like just looking at him. And that makes him nervous when people just be looking at him. To him, he might feel like they're looking at him because of his hand. In some cases, it might be, but it might not just really be that. But to him, that's probably just how he feels. But not really knowing that. That's not maybe why they're looking, you know. But I try to explain all these things to my son. And I even try to, see or suggest maybe like if he does develop where he's able to play and be comfortable playing with his hands with training, when he be wanting to play, still try to play. He said he don't know. Then I was like, okay, so what if you do something like one-on-one? What about like, doing something one-on-one? And he was like, kinda. And I was like, okay. So, and of course, I've talked to my husband about this. And, we know once he gets a little bit older, and we feel, and if basketball is, like, if he wants to really go to play or be something at that time, then we probably just move forward with just, putting him or trying to find training for him. But it just really saddens me that he's feeling bad at not playing basketball, or he's not wanting to play basketball because of his hand. And it's just hard.